Hello team, my name is Allison Grunick and I want to welcome you guys to Tribe Fit Season 5 2020 Trial Week. And I'm going to be the Tribe Fit coach for the online season here at Gainesville Health and Fitness. But we have a lot of other great coaches that are also in the facility teaching as well. So to give you a little background on Tribe is we believe it's the optimal way to create value and results for our members. So Tribe offers the best combination of accountability and world-class programming for you. And what's great about Tribe is it keeps you accountable. You have a coach, you have a team, and you don't have to worry. You guys all are focusing on your own goals, but we're all working as one team to ensure the success of everyone's goal, if that kind of makes sense. So here at Gainesville Health and Fitness, we have 3 programs: Tribe Fit, Tribe Life, and Tribe Core. Today you're in Tribe Fit, so no worries about that. You're in the right class. But if you haven't already looked at Tribe Core, Tribe Life, I highly recommend trying this because you can try any one of those. You can try one of each of those classes. And so today you guys are in Tribe Fit, so it's high intensity functional exercise. And every time you come into a Tribe Fit class, you're going to see a couple things. We're always going to start with a warm up. So after this, I'm going to go over the new exercises for the warm up. And as well as you're going to always see exercises in black and red. And trust me, this will all make sense in a second. So everything in red is going to be all the exercises that are new. Since today's trial, day 1, everything is going to be a new exercise. So for that, we also have, after the warm-up, we talk about the workout. We're going to go over the training objective, and that's going to be your goal or what you're trying to achieve that day. And then we go over the workout and all the new exercises in red. So let's jump in and talk about the warm-up for today. For the workout today, we're going to start off with 2 minutes of jump rope. And then we're going into 2 rounds of lateral crawls and walking lunges. Since we can't travel if you're at home, what we're going to do is 8 lateral crawls and 12 walking lunges. We'll do that 2 times through, like I said. Then we'll go straight into 10 body squats, 10 hip rolls, 6 push-ups, and 6 scorpion bridges. So I'm going to show you actually all those exercises now. The jump rope. The exercise looks like this. So for the jump rope, the main benefit is total body integration as well as high metabolic demand. So for the start position, you're going to have that rope behind you. If you don't have a rope, if you're at home and you don't have a jump rope, no worries. Just take the rope out of the situation and just use your arm movements and then jump. And every time you jump is 1. But if you do have the rope, you're going to have the jump rope in your hand, elbows in. You're going to have that rope pass overhead and then jump every time it comes under your feet. So like I mentioned, every time you jump is 1 with the rope or without it. And some common faults for this is poor timing. Sometimes people want to land really heavy when they do it and they can't get back up, proper timing, or too much motion in the arm. So you're going to make sure it's just a nice movement from the wrist. So the way you can progress and regress the jump rope is really just through speed. And that's the jump rope. The lateral crawl. The exercise is going to look like this. So for the lateral crawl, the main benefit is strengthening that anterior core as well as hip stability, hip mobility, frontal plane stability. So for the start position, you're going to be prone with your knees bent. So shoulders over those palms, knees under hips, core nice and tight. You're going to move that opposite leg as an opposite arm in, and then the opposite arm and the opposite leg out. So if you're doing this at home, if you do not have enough space, no worries, because what we're going to do is every time you do 1, 2 is 1 repetition. So what we're going to do is do kind of a little bit specialized stuff. So if you ever see something on the board that says like 12.5 meters, anything like that, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So for that, we're going to go with 8 total. So 1 arm, so basically finish off 2 arms is 1 repetition. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go to 8 for that. So that is going to be the rep count for today. For trial week, we may update that for this season, but I'm going to definitely let you guys know that. So no worries about that. I will keep you guys up to date in what that's going to be. So for this, some common faults for the lateral crawls is going to be if your hips are too high or even too low, if your shoulders are elevated. So you want to make sure for this one you keep your shoulders down, back, away from the ears, that core nice and tight. Making sure you always think about resetting that position if anything is faltering, okay? So For this, the main progression and regression for the lateral crawls is going to be through through that load, so time under tension. So if you need to pause, bring your knees down, and then bring those back up, as well as speed. So how quickly you're going to be doing that exercise. So that is the lateral crawl. Step lunges. The exercise looks like this. So for the step lunges, the benefit's going to be total body integration as well as high metabolic demand, as well as hip stability. So we're going to be starting in that tri-braided ready stance. And for this season, it was supposed to be walking lunges, but we're going to actually, like I said, just do that stationary. So just that tri-braided stance. So you're going to be stepping forward with that right leg, going that 90-90 position, pushing off and coming back to that start position. So for this, the rep count is left and right equals 1. So for this season, if you see 25 meters, you're going to be doing 12. And for 12.5, it's going to be 6. So some common faults is if you're losing that frontal plane movement in the hips, as well as that your front knee is going over that toe. So you want to make sure you're staying up nice and tall, chest up high, as well as that your hips are staying parallel to the floor. And your knees over that front, your knees over the front ankle of that front leg. So for this, progression and regression is going to be through that range of motion as well as that speed. And that is going to be the step lunge. The body squat. The exercise looks like this. So for the body squat, the main benefit is total body integration as well as high metabolic demand, as well as hip mobility and stability. So you're going to be starting in that tri-ready stance with your feet about hip distance apart, and then you're going to stand up nice and tall. You're going to then lead with those hips, and then standing up nice and tall once again. So for this, the rep count is every time you squat is 1, so it could be done for rep counts or for time, depending on what the workout prescribes. And then some common faults for this one is either leaning over through that back, or sometimes people don't want to lead with the hips. Also thinking about your knees, think about pushing out through your knees, because a lot of people will cave in their knees. So common cues, keep that spine nice and tall, shoulders away from the ears, lead with those hips for this exercise. And the way you can progress and regress this one is through that range of motion, so how low you're going in that squat as well as speed. And that is the body squat. Hip rolls. The exercise looks like this. So for the hip rolls, the main benefit is movement preparation as well as hip mobility. So for the start position, you're going to have your feet flat on the floor, your knees are going to be bent, arms straight behind you, sitting up nice and tall. So for the motion, you're going to be rolling those knees over through the hips to one side, and then rolling back over to the opposite side. So for this, the repetition count is every time you go left and right equals run 1 repetition. So for the common faults, the main common faults is loss of control, as well as flexion through the spine. So you want to sit up nice and tall. So cues, like I mentioned, sit up nice and tall through the spine. You want to make sure you have your shoulders down away from the ears, and you're going to be fluid with this motion. And for regression and progression, really it's just speed and that range of motion. So how far is your range through these hip rolls? The push-up. The exercise looks like this. So the main benefit for the push-up is strengthening through that anterior core as well as shoulder stability and mobility. So to start this position, you're going to be in that 4-point prone position. Shoulders over those palms, feet out on those toes, core nice and tight. Then you're going to bend at the elbows, coming down to the floor, and then pushing up, keeping your core nice and tight, nice long line to the from your shoulders to your toes throughout that exercise. So every time you push up is 1 repetition. And so some common faults for this one is if people are losing that control or that loosening through their core. So some people may bring those hips down or those hips up when they're doing the exercise. So you're going to make sure you have your core nice and tight, also shoulders away from the ears. So the way you can progress and regress this one is through speed, as well as load, so load being you. So for this one, you can change load by coming to that push-up, bringing down to the knees, and pushing up and restarting, or simply just doing it on your knees if you need to. And that is the push-up. The scorpion bridge, the exercise is going to look like this. So, for the scorpion bridge, the main benefit is strengthening through the posterior chain as well as spine lines, hip stability, hip mobility, thoracic mobility. So, for that start position, you're going to be laying down in that supine position, so on your back with your knees bent. So, for the motion that I kind of just showed you, so laying on your back, knees bent, you're going to be lifting up, squeezing up through those glutes, lifting up through those hips, and then bringing your hand over that opposite shoulder, and then coming back down to that start position. And then you're going to repeat that on each side. So repetition count is left and right equals 1 repetition. So you could be either performing this for reps and time in the actual season. We'll cover what we're going to be doing in the trial week today. And so for common faults, excessive lumbar extension, as well as pushing off of your hands when you're lifting those hips up. So for this, some cues you want to think about is making sure that your hips stay tucked under as well as that posterior pelvic tilt. And making sure you lift with those hips. So regression, progression, you want to think about that time under tension, as well as range of motion. And that is the scorpion bridges. Okay, team, now that we talked about all the new exercises for today we're going to start with the warm-up. So we're going to be starting with those 2 minutes of jump rope. Then we're going to go into those, we're going to be doing 8 lateral crawls. Let's remember 1 left, right is 1. And then we'll do that going back and forth for 8. If that's confusing, just watch me and just stay on track with what I'm doing. Then we'll be doing those stairs, not walking up to the stationary lunges. So you're just going to be doing 12 total, but left and right is 1. Do that 2 times. Then we're going to go into those 10 body squats, so those normal squats, 10 hip rolls, 6 push-ups, and 6 scorpion bridges. So what you'll need is a jump rope and a mat if you want for those scorpion bridges and push-ups and hip rolls. So grab that stuff and then we're going to jump into the warm-up. Okay team, let's start with that 2 minute jump rope. I'll make my timer ready and I'm going to count you guys in. So I'm going to count you guys in, so don't worry about me, I might start a couple seconds late, but let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, start that jump rope, y'all. I'm going to jump in with you. Don't worry about counting. And remember for the jump rope, if this is something that you're working on, you can just put the jump rope to the side and jump with it. You can take the jump rope out of the equation. Whatever works best for you. If you need to do something else, that's fine too. Maybe you're jogging back and forth, whatever it is. Nice and tall. Going, guys. You're gonna put my timer back ready. You guys got this. More seconds. Just the warm up. It's okay if you're even tripping on feet. No worries. Remember, we're all going to get better. We do a lot in the season. Last 20 seconds. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Perfect, guys. So now we're going to go into those lateral crawls. Okay, so for these, remember that's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to do those lunges. We're going to be doing 12 of those. We're going to left and right 1. At least for trial week. We always get together as a team and go over for everyone at home, what the exercise count is. So it should be pretty similar. Nice and tall. Parallel to the floor. Whatever range works best for you. Feel released today already. And then now that I finish that, I'm going to go back to those lateral curls for 8. I'm going to do it sideways, just so you can see me doing it different ways. Try to put those knees close to the floor, back flat. Whew. Okay, back to those 12 lunges. Warm it up. Man, Sparta doing good? Don't worry, if you're feeling it, I'm feeling it too. Now that we finish those lunges, now we're going to go into this 10 body squats. Shoulders back, nice and tight. Feet hips apart. Wherever your squat stance is, same method as hip. Try to not have your knees go over your toes. Knees stay back. Keep that chest up. After that, we're going to go into the hip rolls for 10. So every time you roll left and right is 1. Still nice. Shoulders downward for ears. Hands on the floor. We're going to go into the 6 push-ups. So for this, remember, the progression regression methods, I'm going to go through a few as I do a push-up, so we can do the progression, regression, or we can simply standardize. Whatever works best for you. Woo. And then going into the scorpion bridges. Left and right is 1. Also, remember when you're thinking about, should I do the progression, should I regress? Think about your body placement. Does it feel right? If it doesn't feel right, it's okay going to your knees. Trust me, there are going to be times in this season where I know my form doesn't feel right. So I'm going down to my knees, or I'm going to regress where I go do a push-up with my knees up and then push back up with my knees down. Just because I want to ensure the proper form, I want to make sure safety. So don't be worried. However, if you know you can do it, do it. Just listen to your body. And I think I have one more. Perfect. So that is the warm-up for Tri Week Day 1. So now that we did the warm-up, I talked about the new exercises. Now we're going to talk about the workout. So the workout's going to look a little bit differently because there is going to be some lag exercises because those we've done in the warm-up today. So now I'm going to talk about the workout. I'm going to talk about the red exercises. And just remember, lots of those exercises are black. Don't be nervous because a lot of those are things we've already done in the warm-up today. So you know them, I promise. Worst case, if we jump into the workout, just follow me. I'm going to try to go at a good pace so you guys can follow me at home. If it's too easy for you, speed it up. Speed every way you can progress and regress. Think about the speed, the range, and the load. What are those 3 things you can do to progress and regress it? I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, team. So looking at the workout for trial day 2 for Tribe Fit, we're going to be continue to introduce you guys to the training environment of Tribe Fit. And we're also going to use a combination of formulas to increase training volume to develop conditioning levels. So for today's workout, we're going to have 2 stations, and it's going to end up being about 32 minutes long. So for station 1, we're going to perform 15 minutes of our ATAC formula, so as many times as you can, and you're going to perform continuous rounds of each of the exercises listed from top to bottom. At the end of the 15 minutes, we're going to have 60 seconds rest, and we're going to talk about our score. So the score is the amount of rounds you get. So if I do 5 rounds of the 75 jump rope, the walking lunges, lateral crawls, spin drop squats, and hang climbers, and I go through that 6 times, my score would be a 6 or a 5, whatever, how many rounds you get. Then we'll go into station 2. For station 2, we're going to perform 4 rounds of the listed exercises from top to bottom. So you're going to have a 16-minute max. So for this formula, you're going to have 16 minutes to try to get through those through those 4 times. If you finish before the 16 minutes, you have that extra rest time. Or you're going to work until the 16 minutes is done if you don't get through all of those exercises 4 times through. So let's look at the new exercises for today, the lateral squats and the knees to elbows, or what we're going to be doing is the hack squats at home. Lateral squats, the exercise is going to look like this. We go to the other side. So, for the lateral squats, the main benefit is hip mobility and stability, shoulder body integration, high metabolic demand, as well as shoulder mobility. So that start position is going to be in that tri-ready stance. Then you're going to be stepping out laterally, going to that squat position, having your elbows go to about your knees, so like so. Then you're going to be stepping together, chest up, reaching those arms overhead, but making sure you keep those shoulders down away from the ears. So for the repetition count for this exercise, it will be distance traveled, but half the amount in one direction, half the other amount in the other direction. But for the season, we're going to probably update that and make it a number, since if you're at home, we understand you don't know, distance traveled for 25 meters. Common thoughts is excessive lumbar flexion, as well as if your knees are only in, just like a normal squat, chest falling over. So you want to make sure for that, think about those common cues, making sure you keep your chest up, shoulders away from the ears. You're going to make sure that you're moving from the hips. So progression and regression for this lateral squat is going to mainly be that range of motion and speed. And that is the lateral squats. Okay guys, I have another option for you. So the first one is going to be knees to elbows. So for this one, main benefit is strengthening through that anterior core as well as posterior chain and shoulder stability. So for that start position, you're going to be gripping the bar in the underhand grip position, making sure that you are retracting the scapula as well as having that arms at 90 degrees when you come up. So for this, the motion is you're going to be lifting both knees up and then coming back down in a nice controlled position, making sure that you're not swinging. So every time you bring those knees up and come back down is 1 repetition, and depending on the workout, you either do it for reps or times. Some common faults is if you have lots of shoulder retraction as well as excessive swinging. So some cues is some long spine, have a long spine, chest out, as well as control. And the progression and regression for this one is that range of motion and the load. So once again, you can also do that underhand grip or the overhand grip and bring those knees up as well, those arms straight. So other option, because this one is what I'm going to be doing throughout this season, is going to be the hack squats. So exercise looks like this. So very similar exercise. You're going to be in that kind of push-up position or plank position, Feet out, core nice and tight, shoulders over those palms. You're going to be bringing those knees in towards the elbows, both at the same time, and back out. So every time you come in and out is one repetition for this. So you want to make sure you keep that core nice and tight. You want to be jumping up, so you don't want your hips coming up, but nice controlled movement for that. Another option, the way you can progress and regress this is through speed, as well as range, how far you're bringing those knees in, as well as low, because I find that it might help, because you might see me doing this in the season, is if you need to, bring your knee in, out, and that would be one as well. So those are your options, so either those knees to elbows or those hack squats. Okay team, now that you know about the workout and the new exercises for trial day 2, we're gonna get started with station 1. If any of you guys may not know some of the drop squats, spin drop squats, or the hang climbers, feel free to look back at trial day 1 if you didn't do that, or just kind of give you a quick demo, spin drop squats. You're gonna be dropping that squat. As you jump in there, you're gonna go to another squat. It's gonna be a random pattern, so you'll see that. Do that instead of hang climbers. We're doing mountain climbers, shoulders over the palms, core tight, left and right is 1, okay? So, just to be that quick demo if you didn't know those, because we didn't do those in the warm-up today. So, we're going to start with station 1, that 15-minute ATAC, so doing as many times as you can. Keep track of the rounds the best you can. So, we're going to get us counted in. We're going to start with a 75 jump rope. Remember for the jump rope, kind of like we talked about in the warm-up, you have the jump rope to the side. You can take the jump rope out of the equation and just jump and mark it. That's perfectly fine too. So, starting with 75 jump rope. And see, 3, 2, 1, go. Always just restart if you mess up. Release your foot. Once you finish those jump reps, and no worries if you're not done, you're going to those lunges, those step lunges. So it says 25 meters, we're doing 12. I'm going to do posterior, but you're more than welcome to step forward for these lunges. 12 left and right, okay? So I may count 24 if you ever hear me count. Nice and tall. Once you finish this, you're going to this 8 lateral crawls. Step left, right is 1. Okay. So what I mean by that is knees bent, left, right, that's 1. We're going to do 8. So you guys know the warm-up, just a reminder, 10 spin drop squats. Every squat is 1. If that spinning confuses you, you can just do drop squats. Drop squat, you can just squat and get there. Or you can just simply squat. So you can got my 10. 8 hang climbers, or 8 of those mountain climbers, left and right is 1. A little bit more to the left. Then we'll go back to the top. For 12.5 minutes left. 3.5 minutes in. Please go back to the top. Keep on going. I'm going to turn up the music. Keep challenging yourself. All about that challenge. Those hips parallel to the floor. Ladder across, 8 of those. Spin drop squats. You got that. And then 8 of those mountain climbers. Doing good with this time. We got 10 minutes left. You can either cap it out or speed it up. With those mountain climbers. And back. 275 jump rope. Got 2 rounds in for me. Where are you at? Keep it going. Lunges up here. Like I said, you can set 400 step back. Either one is fine for today. Remember, range. Too hard, just change your range. This is still lunge. You can progress and add more to that range, whatever works for you. Also, if you need to, just slow it down if it's too hard. If it's too easy, speed it up. You don't have to go at my pace. To be honest, I might be not counting right because I'm talking too. I'm just going to keep lunges until it feels right. You keep moving, you're doing fine. We have 15 minutes of movement. That's A-tap. 2 more. And then, lateral cross. That one. Then drop squat. We're halfway through, 7.5 minutes in, 7.5 minutes to go. There's a 2-minute A-tap. 3 in. Try 3 more for me. going, guys. Challenge yourself. Top. 5.5 minutes left. We got this. Round 4. Round 5. At the end. There we go. And don't be afraid if you guys need water. Grab it quickly and jump back in it. If you need water, don't be afraid to grab it. Okay. Get in the zone, forget to count. Or tight back flat. Whew. Okay, we got this, guys. Come on. Bottom is protect shoulder to the palm. Back to that jump rope. Last 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. Do your jump rotation where you're going to be sort of half the workout. Getting there. We're hitting goals. Going on to my 6th round. Finish 5. This will be 6, so finish it. You got it. Try to finish the round you're on. Push that knee as you go past that toe. Get nice and tall. left. Try to challenge yourself, get as many rounds as you can. Do more than you expect you could do. What's exciting about working out? Surprise yourself. Even if you're at the end of one round, keep going. Seconds left. Keep moving till the end. You owe it to yourself to get the full time. Come on. Last 15. Almost there. Then we get rest before station 2. Almost done. Come on. Keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Woo! Okay, team, finish station 1 in the book. I got 6 rounds. How many you guys get? So, just keep trying to push yourself, challenge yourself. That's the goal, and that's the whole point of TribeFit is challenging yourself, personal growth, but also using your team to help you get there. So, we're going to go to station 2, get some rest, grab some water. I'll see you back in a sec. Okay, team, now going into station 2. Okay, it's a 16-minute max, so we have 60 minutes to go through those 5 exercises 4 times through. Okay, so that's our goal, that's what we're trying to get. If you finish those 4 rounds within the 60 minutes, you get some rest time, get to help, cheer on your team virtually, Or what I sometimes do is I'll jump right to the end, but please don't overextend yourself. I'm just making sure that I'm still with you since, you can see me and whatnot. So, depending on if you're done or not. So, we're going to go to that 60 minutes, so 250-meter run, or I'm going to be doing 200 jump rope. So you can choose what your run would be for that. If you wanted to run while I do the 200 jump rope to kind of see how many paces wherever you're at, no worries, you can do that. Or just jump rope, or, mark the jump rope if you don't have that home, no worries. Lateral squat that says 25 meters. We're going to do 24 total, or I think that 12, like 12 lunges, left and right, but we're going to go 12 to the right, 12 to the left. Depending on your space, you may have to do 6, 6, 6, 6. Whatever works for you, okay? Use your space, just think 24 total, 12 left, my left, 12 right. And then 10 push-ups, the 10 hack squats instead of those knees to elbows. So if you have a bar, you can do knees to elbows, but if not, you're gonna do the hack squats on the floor. Remember that progression and regression. You can jump in, or you can step. And then just switch off like you're stepping in and out, but that's one. Stepping in and out is 1. So, and then scorpion bridges, 5 of those, left and right is 1 for that. So let's get started, starting with that 200 jump rope. I'm gonna count you guys in. Woo! Okay, starting with that 200 jump rope, grab those jump ropes. 3, 2, 1, go! 10. Remember, use your room that you have. You don't have to go 12 all the way. Halfway, 8 minutes left. Squat, 10 of those. If you need to, don't forget about them. Step in. So we're working on that core. Then we're going into push-up. Not what you need, but have yourself back in. Down it with you. Let's just keep challenging yourself. Keep pushing. We can do more than we think we can. You got this. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Keep going, guys. Where are you at? Last little bit. Last 4 minutes left. All right, we're good. Keep fighting for it. Fight for this. We can do it. Come on. Keep pushing. Keep challenging yourself. It's all about this. Come on. All about you and your workout today. Woo! Challenge yourself. Get where you didn't need to go. We got this. on, 15 seconds. Keep moving, come on. Woo! 3, 2, 1, stop. Oh man. I'm healing with you guys. The music settled down. Awesome work guys today. So, trial day 2 in the books. So, if you guys have questions about fit or any other trial session, like life or core, please let myself or Shelly know. My name is Allison Grudick, and then Shelly Ward oversees the Tribe program. Or really any Tribe coach that you know of, reach out to any of us. We're happy to help you any way we can. If you have questions about how you get involved in the fit season, let me know. Or core life, I can help you with any. Same with all the other coaches. But important things to Tribe is we help keep you accountable. Programming, number one thing I know for myself, I hate having a program for myself every day, so it's nice to come in after a long day of work and have to think for 1 hour where they will tell you, or we will tell you, what the reps are, what the exercises are, how to do them, how to progress, how to regress, anything like that. We can do that in studio, or if you don't feel comfortable coming in this yet, you can do it at home, and we're there for you to reach out to us to help you. So just let us know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us. I know I said it like 3 times, but other than that, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining us. Bye.